Alright, so what we've got here is a Mercury outboard essentially. It has the 1.5 by 16 thread per inch lifting and flywheel pull here in the top of the flywheel. So I would be using something like this to pull the flywheel out. However, down in here, I don't know if the camera will focus that close, the threads have gotten a little bit rusty. I tried cleaning them up with a wire wheel. That's not quite enough. It's pitted pretty deep. So I started looking into other options. So that's our 1.5 by 16 thread per inch puller thing. I've kind of had to adapt and do some stuff here. And I don't know if you could see it or you noticed, what I have right here is a 3/8 by 16 thread per inch tap. And, of course, it matches the threads perfect because it's the same pitch, 16 TPI. Thinking of doing is finding a way to attach this with some sort of device to apply pressure on it so that I can use the teeth of this to cut the threads or cut the rust out of the threads in that flywheel so that we don't have to buy a new flywheel or go through some sort of expensive process of getting a tap to fit that or some sort of crazy thread chaser. I'm thinking I can find a way to adapt this tap, which is just a cheap Harbor Freight tap, so it's no big loss if I end up breaking it or ruining it. But if somehow I turn this into something really useful, it'll come in handy in the future, no doubt. So I'm going to see what I can figure out with this and check back in when I've come up with something useful. So here's what I've come up with. Now, keep in note, I am not a welder. I'm sure my friends who are welders and any subscribers that are welders will probably poke fun at me for this, but if it works, it works. So I've taken 2 little pieces of metal and welded them to the tap, and then added these bearings. Now, it wants to focus on me rather than this, so regardless, kind of get a vague idea here. Got these 2 bearings and the tap supported with a nut and a bolt here. I spaced these so that they were within a few thousandths of the overall outside diameter of the puller thing. So we're going to see if this will work. I think it'll work. It'll be enough to pull the motor at least. Here we go.